Good evening. How are you tonight? So, I'm actually doing this video specifically because of what I've experienced over the past couple days regarding a water fast. This isn't my first time doing a water fast, but I can tell you that it was one of the most brutal, probably at least from 5:30 evening last night until 10 o'clock this morning, maybe closer to like 11. When I started the water fast, I had slowly integrated myself on Monday evening, and all I had were mixed greens. So I didn't have a heavy meal. I was already light enough, and I was doing fantastic until about 5:30. But leading up to that point, I did spend some time out in my backyard on my deck, enjoying and absorbing the sunshine. Now, I do know that I have a sensitivity to having too much sun sometimes, so that could have possibly been a factor. And if you're aware of solar flare activity this week, might have been a better idea to wait a day or two for myself. The interesting thing about the water fast isn't that it was so difficult, but it was watching what my physical body was going through in the form of withdrawal. But the withdrawal was extreme. It was like another entity inside of yourself wanting to reach out and grab something for fear of death, because there is that fear of death, and especially if you're going through physical symptoms of any type of dis-ease in your body. Interestingly also was that I had been dealing with a bit of physical inflammation in my body for a couple weeks. And I don't know if it was because I had had food contamination at some point, being allergic to gluten. It's very easy for cross-contamination with food, even touching it or using a spoon of some nature. It's amazing. People have no idea how sensitive people's bodies can be. And truly, you have to listen to your own body. Nobody will ever be able to tell you what works and what doesn't work for you. It's an evolving journey, learning what your body resonates with. I'm still learning things like onions, not so much in my diet as much right now, because every time I have them, it causes me a little bit of anyway, it's just something that I'm aware of for myself. And so what I did yesterday to try to combat what I was dealing with, as much as I struggled with doing it, I literally could have been vomiting up water. It was intense, but I didn't, because I know to work with the breath, and really is about breathing into the discomfort. But because it was so strong, I did have maybe half a teaspoon of some chlorella and half a teaspoon of some rosehip powder, which is good for vitamin C. I really fought even doing that, because that nullifies the whole fasting, especially on a water fast, because you don't take any supplements. And that part I had already eliminated. But I also realized that I needed to kind of soothe whatever was going on. And so I took it easy, and I went to lay down to bed about 6 in the evening and probably got up around 9. And then I watched some videos while I laid in my bed for a while. And I can tell you that at some point this morning, when I went to go use the restroom, I actually had stomach pain that was pretty severe, and it was really deep down. So it was definitely my colon, and I knew there was something that was stuck and it was fighting leaving my body, that I just crawled back into bed because it was excruciating and painful to the point of tears. And that told me there was something deep down in there that needed to move. Now, I'm not advocating anyone ever do this because we don't need to choose a suffering that's of a physical nature. If you are really feeling like this, don't do it. Listen to your body. It's really important that you don't just do it because you think you have to. Navigating your body is something that only you can do. So as I did that, I rested up, hadn't had anything to eat or supplements since 5:30 last night, and I was still feeling a little bit queasy, but not like I was the previous day. If anything, it was more of a physical weakness. So I gave myself permission to rest and relax. And when I felt good enough and better, which was probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I decided it was time I was going to do some self-care. And I took a shower and I washed my hair and I put on my blue rose treatment from Karen Crony, who I highly recommend. She is the hair shaman. And I sat out in the sun just to dry my hair with the treatment. And then I decided I'm going to go pick up some harmless coconut water because maybe I can just smooth into this a little better. So I did. I picked up the harmless coconut water and decided, okay, let's see how I feel tomorrow. I'm not eating any food. I'm not taking any supplements. I'm just going to allow my body to absorb the electrolytes. And I can tell you just from drinking the coconut water that it made a huge improvement on my stomach and my digestion because whatever was stuck in my colon and causing the pain this morning, it was moved out. So little TMI, sorry, but it's a fact of life. BMs are a good thing. And if you don't go once a day, at the least, you have a digestive issue. And a lot of times it goes straight to the food. Everything that we put in our body is what creates all this stuff that's going on. And no matter how clean you eat, no matter how healthy you think you are, there is probably something more for you to learn regarding health and nutrition. So I also want to put a big shout out and a thank you and a reminder from my girlfriend, Andrea Leigh Cox. She is out in California and she has amassed a wealth of information regarding nutrition, raw vegan eating, transitioning into the lifestyle. She has amazing products that she's created. She's a really great source if you want to ask about fasting or if you want to talk about detox and cleansing because she is just amazing. So I put her link information on the top when I finished with this. So I truly, two beautiful people that I really appreciate, Karen and Andrea. Beautiful, beautiful people. You can't go wrong with contacting them if you are interested in doing something like what I'm doing. But please, take my advice. Don't force yourself into something your body is not ready or willing to go through. Because when we do that, there's a suffering that comes with it. And if you feel it, you have to discern what is the mind and what is the body. Because a lot of time our minds will tell us, this is what we need to be doing. And then what happens when we follow the mind's advice, the ego especially? It gets us in trouble. But when we follow the body, because our body gives us every indication of what we need to know that's going on inside of ourselves. When you follow the body's advice, dealing with emotions and what you feel, and even the symptoms that it's exhibiting, all of that is truly assisting you on your evolution because that's what we're doing. We're always evolving. We're always evolving in the sense that our blood cells, our skin cells, our organs, everything is turning over at such a rapid pace. We don't even realize there's a death involved throughout our entire life in this physical body. And that not to fear death or not to fear the idea of trying something new, trying a new lifestyle, trying new food, trying something unlike what you've been doing all this time. Because habit doesn't create the best scenarios, right? So again, one of the reasons I decided to do the water fast was specifically the inflammation in my body was telling me something wasn't up. It wasn't jiving. But at the same time, I thought, you know what better time to do it during the spring equinox week? Because it's all about spring cleaning, right? I'd already saged my house. I can still smell the sage throughout my house. It's amazing. But truly, if you're going to do a water fast, ease into it, like maybe even a juice cleanse. And then maybe wean off the juice cleanse and go into a coconut water only cleanse, along with the water, actually, not just only. I think it's helpful because of the electrolytes if you feel like you're trying to get out of the let's say the dark and move into doing an actual water fast. You know, it's really something regarding wisdom to allow yourself the opportunity to see what is going on within it and to respond to your body, because you house the divine, your soul. And if you're not taking care of your body, then you're not taking care of your soul or the divine. And so at the same time, I want you to remember that what we put into our body starts here. So when you comfort eat or you reach for things, it's all starting up in the mind. So we can blame it on food. We can blame it on other things, external circumstances, whatever. But it's how we interpret it and our mind takes it in based on whether it's a belief system, whether it's a habit. How many people out there, well, that's just the way it is. And when I go to family gatherings, that's what we eat. And so for fear of not being accepted by your family, you eat what may not even agree with you. Again, it's about self-love and self-care. So I hope this video helped you immensely. Please share it with anyone and everyone that may be considering a water cleanse fast. It's recommended by Yogi Bhajan. You don't do it more than 3 days, but listen to your body and see how you feel. Okay? Lots of love and many blessings. Have a blessed evening. Thank you.